Hey everyone, UEBS 2 Hub here, and in this clash, we have a huge amount of battle droids from Star Wars, about 500,000 of them to be exact, versus around 10,000 Space Marines from the Warhammer universe. So we have a clash of many versus very few, and based on how these battle droids are handling their rifles, well, we'll just have to wait and see. So that said, let's jump into it, see what we could do, but they have the Space Marines essentially surrounded. Let's do it. So, wow, as you can see, they are annihilating the battle droids. However, they are starting to take some losses of their own. Now, one thing that I did do, because I did some practice tests on this, and I noticed that a lot of basically none of the Space Marines were dying, and all the battle droids were dying. So, I decided to up the health of the battle droids slightly, and not modify the Space Marines at all, but up the health and damage very slightly on the battle droids. But, as you can see, I mean, it almost kind of looks like the losses against the battle droids are obviously slowing. However, against the Space Marines, they might be picking up a little bit, or at least not really slowing down all too much. But right now we have around 2/3 of the Space Marines left, and about 1/3-ish of the battle droids. But they have the Space Marines surrounded on all fronts, and also the battle droids have an extreme range, which is obviously working in their favor. So let's go up to the front here. They are turning back and forth, just kind of shooting when and where they can, but it looks like, look at this field of destruction. Oh my god. Were there people in these the whole time? Is that why they're so bloody? My gosh. But right now, more than half of the Space Marines are wiped out. So, while I don't really know if these can be considered to be super battle droids or super droids like they have in the Star Wars universe, they are definitely an upgraded version of battle droids. Maybe like a Battle Droid V2, for example. But bear in mind also, these are mods. So, what you are seeing is definitely only possible through mods. These are not official models in War Thunder, which if you guys want, check out my War Thunder YouTube. I've got around 90,000 subscribers. It's a bit more popular than this channel, at least right now. But we might be seeing the battle droids take over and destroy just through sheer numbers. And like my first ever battle that I decided to set up between battle droids and the Space Marines, it was like 100,000 100,000 Space Marines versus 500,000 battle droids. And let me tell you, and this was unmodified battle droids, it did not go well. Here, however, it is going in the battle droid's favor. So now it looks like with the lines more or less broken against the Space Marines, we are starting to see them crumble before the, well, I was going to say the autonomous might of the Trade Federation. However, I mean, as you can see, these guys, either they're like using some sort of red oil, which we'll just go ahead and say that for YouTube purposes, or it could be something a little bit more sinister, and they could be filling up their droids with something a little bit more than just mechanical parts. But we only have a core, essentially, of Space Marines left. Let's zoom out here. It's just carnage. It is carnage. I feel like if the Space Marines were slightly more accurate, perhaps, as you can see, they have a lot of their rounds hitting the ground. If they were a bit more accurate, we may see a little bit more in their favor. But as of right now, as one may or may not have expected, the battle droids have completely enveloped the remaining Space Marines as they fight valiantly on for the Emperor. Now, it is important to note that if these were just standard battle droids with standard damage, again, they have slightly increased damage. I think it's like a 1.25 times fire rate and a little bit more health. It's like a few hundred more health. then I really do not think that they would have beaten the Space Marines, as I have shown in my test matches of this. But, that being said, the Battle Droids have won, so let me know what you guys think about this. Suggest some ideas for future UEBS 2 Hub, I guess you could say celebrations, or whatever you want to call them, different battles, because I am always interested. But look at all these guys, and they are, I guess, shouting. Oh, these are American Battle Droids. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but wow. Anyways, thanks again. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone, and Battle Droids 1.